Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing today? How are we doing this evening? How are we doing this afternoon? How are we doing this morning? Depending, of course, where you are located right now and your time zone. But we are here in Live in Color. Now, I do apologize for the delay of coming live. I had a little bit of an issue. I went live and then my computer literally shut down because I accidentally knocked it. But hey, we're here now. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. Happy New Year to yourself, Wendy. First one here to the stream. So let's go through some of the things that I've seen happen this week on the good old Reddit, because that's what obviously we're here for. Now, normally I'd have this set up, but I do apologize. Gonna have to activate this while I'm here. So normally this would be ready, but like I said, I had a little bit of an issue. Now, so we've got a few things we're going to talk about here. Okay, so first we're going to talk about Mignon, then we're going to talk about Forrest, obviously Forrest's mother, and then also, last but not least, we're going to talk about Elisa. Elisa's definitely the person right now has definitely got a lot of people in their feelings. Because, well, unfortunately, Elisa is somebody that is a character, shall I say. Yeah, let's just put it that way. Welcome to the stream, Alice and Alicia. Welcome. How you doing? How you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you're having a good weekend. And I hope so far everybody's first 10 days of the new year is treating you well. If it's not, make it happen. Okay? Make it happen. The power is in your hands. The power is in your hands. So, let's dive into the situation that we got going on here regarding Mignon. As you can see, people out here calling her a deadbeat mother. The question is, do you folks agree? Or do you disagree? Well, let's get into it. So, as you can see, this person says your child is 2 to 3 years old and doesn't even hug or kiss you. And to be fair, that's a very strong point, because usually, you know, your child is always the one that wants to hug mommy, hug daddy, kiss mommy. And, you know, always wants to be doing things that involves obviously mommy and daddy. Do you see what I'm saying? So obviously when your child isn't doing that, that definitely does show a lot about the situation within your household. But at the same time, sometimes some kids do beg for the hugs and kisses because they actually don't get it at all. So there is the reverse. You know, sometimes there's kids who get it, who want it because they used to always getting it and receiving it. But then sometimes there's kids who want it because they never actually receive it. And there's kids who don't receive it, so therefore they just give up on the whole idea. But I think in this situation, because we've got a situation with daddy being there, because their child knows at least I can go to daddy for hugs and kisses, I guess thinking about mummy isn't really a factor per se. But let's just say it was both parents that was not giving their child the love and attention they need. Well, then in that situation, we're more or less gonna experience a child either wanting to cry for it or to not want it at all. So it's really one of those situations, isn't it? To be fair, the child is kind of lucky that he has a father that is actively there for that. But unfortunately, you know, both parents should be actively there for their child. But hey, this is the things that happen sometimes. Let's have a look here. Staying positive and getting myself ready for whatever happens next. Alice, I love that energy. I love that energy. She does not get on with her parents. It might be her. Which is a fair point, because the fact is, though, it seems as if her relationship with her parents, she may be now projecting that same energy to her relationship with her own child. So that's, to be fair, that's a good point there. That's a very good point. Very, very good point. Was going to list here, we're here talking about Mignon. So we continue here, because obviously this is what someone else is saying here. They said, I seriously can't imagine what kind of mother she is off camera. Even judging by what we can see, it looks like she just met her son for the first time during filming. My husband works away from home 80 plus hours a week. Sometimes 7 days straight. Our kids run to the door to greet him and completely forget I exist as soon as he's home. To be fair, I will say it's slightly different. I don't know if a woman would get the same reception for the child if they was away like that. Because I've always said that a child's first hero is always their father. And, you know, it's I don't know what it is, but there is something that makes children want to always be excited when daddy comes home, which is why I guess sometimes women can become quite competitive when it comes to who do you love more, mummy or daddy, and then you get the whole good cop, bad cop, blah blah blah. So to be fair, I would actually be interested to see if a mother was to work the similar hours as a husband would. You know, does the child, because in this situation here, it seems to me, but you know what I'm gonna say though? It seems to me that with Mignon, clearly whenever she's not away, you know, clearly when she's with her child, I guess she doesn't give her child that dopamine feeling that makes her child want to be excited to see mummy. Maybe in this situation here, maybe your husband obviously has that factor, that thing that makes a kid say, I want to see daddy when he sees him. So maybe when he's with his kids, he's obviously stepping up and doing exactly what he needs to do. It's not like either or dad and mom have different relationship with kid. To be fair, it's a fair point, and it's a very, very fair point. Let's have a look. They continue by saying he puts effort into their bond despite his long hours and being exhausted. Which again, fair point. What a shit excuse for a mom. It seems like any chance she gets, she's running to Anthony to dump her kids so she can go back to crying and complaining. Facts. And then listening to her whine about her new house in France was so exhausting. We don't have any money. Wow. I'm going to be cooped up inside and lose myself. Wow. First of all, wasn't it her bright idea to waste all of their savings in pursuing a house, pursuing a home instead of renting? That is very true. Secondly, going to lose yourself, you mean take responsibility of your child and actually parent? Do you see what I'm saying? Imagine saying you're gonna lose yourself, now you're a parent. That's crazy business. If you feel like you're gonna lose yourself by being a parent, that maybe it tells you a lot about yourself. Because you can still have that core part of yourself and be a parent at the same time. It's just a matter of finding that balance. To be fair, I reckon for the first year it'll probably be hard as hell. Maybe for the first 2 years. But once you get past that stage, is there really an excuse? Let me know your thoughts on that one. Let me know your thoughts. Let's have a look. Lee. The horror. Guys, she actually has to hug her child. She is so oppressed. The question is, does anybody here agree? Do they believe that this is how it is with her? Do you think that she's somebody that is just so oppressed? Or do you think this person's reaching? But there is another one. But this person says, just been unpacking a Louis Vuitton bags as she complains about debt and having no money. And now this one here is a very good point. You know, imagine being someone like this. Someone who's got the money. No, someone who's got all these brand things, all these designer stuff. But yet you complain about money? Well, why don't you just sell it then? To be fair, it kind of shows you how somebody doesn't manage their money very, very well. So I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this one. How do you feel about somebody who has all these designer things in front of them? All these things that cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Sometimes some of these things cost thousands of dollars on one individual item. And then obviously as you add them all up, it becomes insane. And to be fair, some of these things even have decent resale value. You may lose some money, but they still got decent resale value. So if you're going to sit there packing in your Louis Vuitton bag as she complains about debt and having no money, why don't you just sell all of these prized possessions? Earn something from it. But hey, some people just can't let go. Let's have a look here. So Alicia said, I was close to my dad growing up, then he changed to my mum. Dad could be there, but not emotionally. Mum was for both for many years, and I was second mother because dad worked away a lot. I get that, I hear that. See what I mean? It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. And to be fair, generally speaking, our mothers are supposed to be here for our emotional side of things, aren't they? Really and truly. I mean, it is rare for most kids to go to their fathers for the emotional side of things. It's a rare thing. It's not a common thing. Or at least it's not a common thing that is exposed to society. Maybe it is a common thing, but we're just unaware of it. So there is that part of itself, isn't it? So I hear that. Embrace the new house, the area, etc. But not her. She's kind of miserable no matter what. Exactly, and this is the issue, isn't it? She's just not satisfied with her life. It's not the amount. She needs to simply love her life first without money. Facts. She has too much anger inside at life, which is very strange. For somebody that has built herself up so much from where she came from to where she's now, you would think all the anger would have been like sorted out by now, but I guess maybe she needs a therapist for that. Either way, the anger that she has, in my opinion, just doesn't feel justified. Nothing will make her happy right now. Absolutely. And team, welcome to the stream. Hope you're good, hope you're well. They are just material items. That means nothing to most of us. Exactly. People forget this very, very key thing, okay? Every single thing that we own in this world, we don't own it. Whether we buy something and we own it, or whether we rent something, we don't own it. Do you know why? Because the day that we die, none of that stuff comes with us. And I'm sure we've all heard this quote so many times. None of these things come with us. Everything that we've got in this world is temporarily. We are temporarily. Everything is expendable. We are expendable. So really and truly, if you're somebody that's going to sit there and earn money, but then use a lot of your money for designer stuff, but then when you don't have money, you're then going to complain that you have no money, but you can't let go of this designer stuff that you can't take with you when you die. And to be fair, sometimes our families have to sell a lot of our things to be able to even pay for us to have a funeral, to even be able to pay for us to have a headstone. These are the things that we have to remind ourselves, folks. Money is something, yes, that we need to be able to survive, and yes, something that we need to be able to live 1000%. That can never not be But what we do with our money is very key. That's why I always say that when I have money, I use it to travel. I use it to build memories that I can take with me, some memories I can reflect on my whole life, and hopefully memories that I can leave to the people that are going to be here after I go, so they have those memories about me. Memories and moments are key. Money should be used for memories and moments. Money should be used to be able to have a home, to be able to live. Money, should it be used to buy expensive things? I mean, listen, if you got the money to buy expensive things, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? But don't complain. Don't complain. Do not complain. Okay? It's just that simple. All right? So here's the thing. Mignon is somebody that's just a stuck up, ignorant. I guess in some people's eyes, a deadbeat. Horrible person. You know what I mean? So yeah, she definitely needs to learn to humble herself, and that one is in particular. But listen, for the people who are not watching this live right now, let me know your thoughts, of course, down below in the comment section. You know what I mean? Obviously, everybody that's in the live stream right now, thank you so much for what you're doing so far. But we're now going to move on to the next part of this live stream. So now that we have spoken about Mignon, we're now going to move on to the next one. So the next conversation here, stuff in particular, is going to be, hold on a minute. So we spoke about Mignon, then we had, no, this is the one I want to speak about next. Let me just get rid of this one, and there we go. So what we're going to talk about next is Forrest. Forrest, his mother. A lot of people are not happy with Forrest's mother. A lot of people have their feelings, obviously, against her. And to be fair, I understand. So we're going to get into exactly what has been said and what has been reported on Reddit. But before we do that, shout out to the people who are coming to the live stream right now. Mary, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. And also, Wendy said the childhood trauma is still with her until that is dealt with. Nothing will change her. Absolutely. Thank you for letting us know about that one. Obviously, that is referring to Mignon. But let's get into Forrest's mum, aka Molly. Yes, I worked autistic children, and Forrest appears incredibly high functioning. Sorry, don't know if that's still the correct term. And to be fair, terms change all the time, doesn't it? Let's just put it this way: he's not high on the spectrum. Do you know what I mean? He's not high on the spectrum at all. Continues here by saying, yet his mother treats him like he's incapable of taking care of himself or making any decisions. I really noticed this when they were flying to see Sheena, and Forrest had to take care of his parents who were constantly losing things and had no idea how to navigate an airport, which is a very good point. But at the same time, there were a lot of people on the spectrum who are great at navigation, and there's a lot of people who are not on the spectrum who are terrible at navigation. Honestly, the amount of people who live outside of London, when they come to London, they panic about how they don't know how to read the London Underground map. They're like, how do I know what train I have to get? I don't know what to do myself. And to be fair, I'll tell you this now. When I used to work with kids with autism, there was one kid, his whole fascination at the time, his fixation at the time was trains. It was trains, okay? So he was going to be able to navigate this and that. And to be fair, I'll tell you this now, folks, okay? And thank God somebody saw him. This kid was so fixated, right? And bear in mind, there's a kid on the spectrum. He was so fixated that he even typed up his own fake letter to say that he was going on a school trip that involved him going on the London Underground to be able to commute. He gave it to his parents to convince him that was the situation and where they needed to leave. It was a whole calamity. And thank gosh, one of the staff members was running late. And as they got off the train, at the train station outside the school, they saw him there, ready to jump on that train, because he was literally going to spend the whole day hopping on the train lines because he wanted to see it all. Which is, listen, it's fantastic. It's fantastic that he has that. It's fantastic that he wanted to do that. But to go and do it unsupervised, that's so sad. But to know what that really exposed at the time, I saw it as, this kid is so annoying. What is he doing? But now, the more I think about it, what it actually truly exposes is the fact that he is a kid that probably asked his parents once upon a time if he could do this, and they probably said no. He's a kid that probably asked his parents if he can do many things over the years, but he learned to see that whenever he asked for things, the parents always said no. So he said, you know what? If they're not going to take me, I'm going to have to take the matters in my own hands. Which is so sad. And bear in mind, this kid was in year 5. Year 5, he was 10 years of age. On the spectrum, but intelligent enough to pull off this crime. But then luckily somebody saw him. So bear this in mind. I'm not surprised that when they were at the airport that it was him who was able to keep them organized, because again, some people on the spectrum are great at that. Okay, and Forrest is lucky to have that trait, but his mum exposed there. You know what I mean? And also, obviously, as you can see, it continues by saying, I'm wondering if there is some version of, which I can't remember the word, I do apologize, where the mum convinced Forrest that because he's autistic, he's less capable, and he will always be. No, here's the thing. People forget this very key information about Forrest, okay? I'm not going to say that his mum doesn't think that he's incapable. She probably does. But people have to remember the reason why his mom is behaving this way more than ever is purely because Forrest has a history of going to Indonesia and being scammed by a woman. He went to Indonesia by himself and he got scammed by a woman. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why his mum is like this. She's been even more protective because she knows that her son has been walked over before. She knows her son's weaknesses. So people keep forgetting that. That is why she's behaving this way. Okay, let's just bear this in mind. Now, before we move on to the next one, let's see what you lovely people are saying here in this live chat. So, I grew up in a working family, barely escaped by so okay, you're stupid. I hear. Okay, now I hear, but obviously let's see what we can speak about regarding this topic now. I don't trust Sheena. Listen, let us know why. Molly lives her entire life for her son. I don't think she wants him to get too independent away from her. To be fair, that is very true probably there. She probably doesn't want that. She probably wants him to always be dependent on her in some format. It probably makes her feel important. It probably makes her feel like, you know, she matters. She probably fears not having her son around, which to be fair, it's a normal thing, but some people take it to a very unhealthy state. So I do understand. Let's have a look here. What's going on, Mary? Welcome to the stream. Let's have a look here. So, as for me, I would pay the full bills. Okay, sorry guys. I'm just looking for the comments regarding this topic, as we have spoken about the Magnon one now. I know some of you guys came in late, but I do apologize. Let's have a look. I don't trust Forrest because of the fact that he wants to have a captain savior complex. To be fair, some people do have the savior complex, you know what I mean? Is it a bad thing? Not necessarily. It depends on how obviously you do it. Some people can have that complex and do it in a very negative, horrible way. And some people can have it in a very good, amazing way. For me personally, I know for a fact I definitely have savior complex. Yeah. And I won't lie to you folks, I avoided it. I had it and I feel like it screwed me over because I got into relations where I was like just with something that I needed to save in some format. But then once that happened, I got nothing out of it because then they would just be, you know, they'll just do whatever in it. But, you know, and then I was like, I'm never doing it again. But I've learned these days, say, you know what, F it. I'm gonna embrace and do it. You know what I mean? But this is why I also do make content, and this is why I speak the way I speak in terms of why this is why I have my point of views, and my point of views are based on me saying things that can hopefully help other people because I know I have that. So yeah, again, it depends on how people go about it, isn't it? I mean, it truly does. So worried about Sheena's income and savings, but what exactly does Forrest and Debbie Downer do for a living? They are going to need a GoFundMe to get Sheena here. To be fair, I'm not surprised by that GoFundMe idea. It probably will happen, to be fair. I like the way when I put up the post the other day regarding Niles and Matilda, and I said, listen guys, as you can see that obviously he's celebrating his girlfriend, but let's not forget he made a GoFundMe which he now has double the amount, but yet where she's at. Some people, and I was like, do people think it's a scam? Like, and people are like, oh my god, why are you, this is an L take, this is the, I'm like, if I said this about another couple that you didn't like, all your reactions would have been so different. I remember when I said it about Michael, people were like, oh my god, why you come after Michael for blah, 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 blah. Listen, it's nothing but just a question. Just reminding people, just so you know, a GoFundMe was made for this person. They've now earned over double that amount, and the account is still active, and we've seen no progress. That's all I was asking. Do you think it's a scam? But some people looked at it as, not as a question, but more as an insinuation. Read it again, folks. Read it again. Because let's be real, a lot of the time, some people come on the show and what do? They open up a GoFundMe. In fact, remember David, the guy who can't speak? He made a GoFundMe with the woman Sheila, and he's had that GoFundMe open for flipping the whole time, and they earned quite a bit from that. And then all of a sudden, they broke up, and she never made it to the USA. I keep my eyes open, people. I keep my eyes open. Anyway, with that being said, he's very immature regarding relationship. Sheena is shady. That is true. My son is Captain Save A, and girls do use him. He's not a nice guy. He's just a nice guy. Alice, I relate to him. Did you see her grind when she got away Wait, did you see her grin when she got away with Forrest's parents wasn't going to meet? Yes, I saw Sheena being sneaky with the grin when she realized that Forrest was on board to meet her parents without him. 100%. I did see that, you know what I mean? He wants to save Sheena, and Sheena is independent from the jump. Forrest has a habit of talking a lot of bull to his ish and do a bait and switch, which is very true. It's crazy because Sheena doesn't even need saving. Sheena doesn't even need saving. You know what I mean? That's the crazy part. She's the one that works. What's going on, Rachel? Welcome to the stream. Let's have a look. Oh yes, Dave. Oh yes, David and Sheena. I remember. See, you remember them, right? Literally, they're literally in the same position as Matilda and Niles. You know what I mean? Everybody liked them, whatnot, but that GoFundMe still going, folks. And now they're broken up. So where's the money going? Now they've broke up. Where's that money going? Man, yeah. Oh my days. But with that being said, obviously, you know, when it comes to Forrest's mum, we're always gonna have our opinions on it. But I'm definitely looking forward to see where things do develop moving forward within this season. But now let's move on to the next part. So now we've obviously spoken about those guys. Okay, I'm a caregiver to my mum, whole in a retainer, and in the 2 week of staring down, not being able to do anything yourself, it's really awful recovery. I'm sorry to hear that. I can't even relate to that, to be honest with you. You know, I must have missed that. Yeah, do you know what? Hold a minute. Let me just have a look here. I think you're talking about the Magnon thing, right? You must have missed. I think you're talking about. You know what I mean. But hey, Rachel, man, listen. As you always know, we're always here for you. You know what I mean. And we're always here for you to give you a distraction whenever you need time out from obviously being a caregiver to your mother. You know what I mean? But I really hope that things do improve for your mum, most importantly. Okay, because that stuff there is very, very key because, you know, that's what we want. But at the same time, I hope you're doing what you can to live your life. I hope you're still doing what you can to live your life, okay? That's both crappy. So editing, they only want to show the drama. They don't want to show all the nice, happy moments because it's a snore fest for people. They only want rage bait. I mean, to be fair, no lies are told in that statement. No lies are told in any shape or form. All right, boom. So now we're going to move on to, oh yeah, I forgot about this topic. Before we get into Lisa, there's another one that I also have here ready for you folks. So, here's the thing. A lot of people are very aware of the age gap between Luke and Madeline. But as you can see, people here are still outraged by it. The age gap here just grosses me out. Like, to put this into perspective, she's only been legal for 2 years. She was a teen for a year ago. And he's a full-grown man. Why would someone in their 30s want to be with a 20-year-old's, you know, which is a fair point. Wasn't she even 18 when they got together? I mean, listen, from our calculations, she was about 17 when they got together, to be honest with you. That's the calculations that I remember making. But at the same time, in Colombia, the legal age is 14, I believe. So, yeah, that part. From Love and Paradise, they actually met when she was 16 and started dating shortly after. People gave him way too much credit for assuming he waited until she was 18, which is absolute bull crap. The guy is nothing but a predator. Listen, when you watch the show, it is very, very clear that Luke is somebody that has no game in any shape or form. Luke is one that I can just see it that if he's an American, he's trying to talk to women. I can see why they will say no to him. He has no backbone, okay? You know what I mean? Everything about him is just, you know? Like, ladies, is there any part of Luke that you have seen from the show that makes you say, I want to date that man? There's nothing that I've seen personally that women would want to date. You know, women would want to marry that man, you know? So now I'm not surprised that but let's not forget, though, him and his friend both went to Colombia. Both met girls who were young. His friend even married the girl and then obviously then got divorced from the girl. But then again, we was never told the age of that girl, to be fair. So there is that part. But either way, though, nothing surprising when it comes to these folks. Let's have a look here. My stomach hurts. So glad to see you. What's going on, Gracie? Welcome to the stream. Happy to see you here. Okay, come on now. 14, damn. Shaking my damn head. I guess my mom died without my consent at 14. Wait, what do you mean your mum died at without my consent? Wait, what do you mean by that? Sorry, what does that mean? She's in the countryside. She's not a country girl. It's scary for her because of what her parents put her through, worrying if the card was going to be declined, buying food on a daily basis. I'm not too sure which part you're referencing to right now. Mad is a child straight up. I got nephews at Mad's age. Oh, Madeline. You're saying Mad. Okay, Madeline's age, and they do more. One of my nephews has a trade, and but both of them are dads. Okay, I hear that. I hear that. They only show the craps of this, so don't give me that. She's not a good mother. Why do you think there were scenes with him? They were wait. Why do you think there were no scenes? I'm not too sure what you're referencing to right now, Rachel. I'm not too sure what you're referencing to. I have no idea. I'm not lying to you. They'll give you because I don't want to spend any money on myself. I spend it on my children. Again, who are you referencing to, right? Are you talking about Manion right now? I'm not too sure. Let me know your thoughts, please. But it seems to me not. Hey, you guys obviously don't have too much to say regarding Luke and Madeline, which is fine. So, what we're going to do is we're now going to get into Lisa. Let's get into Lisa. Lisa is the person that keeps causing mayhem. Lisa is the person that keeps upsetting the viewers because of her ways. So, this person starts off by saying, I'm sorry, but her saying fruitation instead of fruition has thrown me over the edge. Can you imagine a word? A word? It seems pretty petty, but at her age, the blatant disregard for just proper English language is mind-blowing. She has already come off as a super childlike, very self-serving and irrational. But ma'am, can you at least have one thing going for yourself, like just one? Also, well, LOL. Also, her talking about her titties. How she wants them to just flop around had me gagged. Thank you for reminding us. I was certain that she was alone and no one was listening. Then they were showing her landing. Listen, there is no way the woman is alone because when she says the things that she says, right, they're on camera. And for them to be on camera, it goes one or two ways. Either one, she's recording herself, or two, somebody's recording her, right? But once we all see it, she's definitely not alone. So yeah, there is that part. This woman had a whole man sitting next to her on the flight. Oh, we could finally find him, so we can understand all the joy he had to deal with for the excruciating plane ride. Petty, yes, I know, but it really made me completely done with her ass. Everything she does is just wrong, but at least ask Siri how to say things before you say it, especially because the interviews and the voiceovers are done after filming, so you can have some time. And to be fair, where is the lie? Where is the lie? Where is the lie here? You know, things are given time, you know. Definitely you can learn how to say certain things if necessary. So yeah, but definitely want to know what you're thinking right now in this live chat, folks, okay? What's going on here? Let's go on here, okay? What's going on? Lisa is creepy as F. As well that she is playing everyone in her life. Now that is the part that we have to talk about the most. This is the one that is literally always playing people in her life, that is a shred of a doubt. And the saddest thing about it is the person that she has played the most in her life has been her daughter, her own child. It's so sad. It's so unfortunate. It's so horrible. You know the show. You know they only show an edit for of her angry because the views are better. Oh yeah, 100%, Rachel. We know that they always edit the show for, you know, rage bait purposes, as you said earlier. Okay, we know that they obviously edit the show in ways to make sure that we stay engaged. Because I guess if they didn't do that, we wouldn't talk about it. I mean, listen, trash TV is here to make us feel better about our own lives. Let's just call it what it is. You know what I mean? It's interesting. Let's have a look. Welcome to the stream, Vanny. Let's have a look here. It was interesting how he asked, "Can you marry me?" Not "Will you?" As if she knew she might not be legally able to yet. I don't know if he knew that. But you got a point. But I don't think that was the case. I just think it was his poor choice of words. Personally, that's what I'm gonna say. TLC went down the bottom of the barrel for that one with Lisa, but more drama for TV. Exactly. I've never paid for all that designer stuff, and yet I have gifts from men. But I actually gifted to... Oh, you're talking about Manion. Okay, I'm with you on that one. What's going on, Lexi? Welcome to the stream. Why is she married to everyone she meets? I always run away from people that wanted to get married after a short time. Listen, I don't blame you on that one, any tape. I don't blame you at all. You know what I mean? I seen the kiss at the airport. Hey, listen, hold on a minute. Let's hold that thought. You've seen the kiss at the airport. Let's get into the next one. So the next one is something, as you can see here. What the F was this? As you can see, the picture of the kiss that has made everyone go absolutely berserk. And as you can see in the comments, well, as you can see here, it said so bad. I had a genuine physical reaction. He was eating her face. My BF, my boyfriend was watching with me, immediately got up and left with judgment that I watched this years. You know what? When I first saw this scene, all I thought was, this man is on a mission to lock her down. He wants to make her feel like she's the most special person. He wants her to be his, what's the word I'm looking for here? To be under his thumb. He gave her that kiss to make sure that she was going to say yes the moment that he went down on one knee. He knew what he was doing. Listen, a man that does this when you first meet him, trust me when I tell you, he's a dangerous person. He's a dangerous person. And this man right here is a dangerous motherfucking person. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a look here. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, let me continue the comment that you made. I seen the kiss at the airport and I was thinking about The Walking Dead. I thought Daniel was going to eat her face off. I mean, listen, man was really trying to get what? He was really trying to get that wedding, that green card. I don't understand how people like Lisa have so many marriages, partners, and I'm still single. Listen, Lexi, you're still single because you got standards. People who are single, usually it's because you got standards, okay? Or usually because you're effed up and you're just done with life. You know what I mean? But if you're still single, you have to understand, there are more people, in my opinion, in this world that have no standards, no boundaries, okay? Than there are people who, the opposite, do you see what I'm saying? You just fall in the category of people that understand your worth, and you just have not come across somebody that lives up to it. It's either that, or you've come across many people that do live up to your standards, that do live up to your worth, but you fumbled it because maybe, you're just a toxic person. You're just somebody that self-sabotages, you know what I mean? Let's not forget that. So you could be single for that, who knows? But people like this, there's a reason. There's a reason why it's like this. Let's not forget this, okay, folks? She micromanaged his life. She wants to be the top head honcho, and it's very. Oh, you're still talking, man. Oh, you must be. Oh, you're watching the stream behind us, so she's not in the stream with us right now. I see what's going on here. Right, let's have a look here. Her daughter knew what will happen. When her mum married. Oh, 100%. The daughter knew this was gonna happen. The daughter knew from the jump. That kiss makes my sensor for my phone with my finger. It was repulsive. The paper towel and the water crouch bath. Have a feeling the bathroom was rocking. Oh my days. Happy New Year, everyone. Ginger has arrived. What's going on, Ginger? Welcome to the stream. Now you can leave. I'm joking. True. He's right. I've been hurt and messed with horribly. I may be single forever. Don't have that mentality. Nobody should have the mentality of being single forever. Nobody should have that mentality in any shape or form, okay? I understand why you have it, but don't have that mentality, okay? Don't. Everybody deserves to be someone at some point. It's just a matter of knowing when it's right. That's the hard part, right? That is the hard part, to be fair. I used to be scared of being single, but it's okay. Being with someone who wants to hurt you is worse. I hear that. He's impressing Lisa with her own money. She paid for the performers in the room. Hey, damn. I forgot that piece of information. Very key piece of information. Yo, no lies told. No lies told. And welcome to the stream, Nikki Faces Reality. That's a very good point. They are both dangerous. Deserve each other. Two con artists at work. Facts. Thank you. It's deaf because I live in town of 500 people and the pickings here are slim. Fair enough. You better get out of town. You better go on one of these websites that these people on the show go onto to find love. That isn't really love. Just let that sink in. Keep trying. Don't force it. Keep trying, but don't force it, okay? Just bear that in mind, folks. Bear that in mind. Oh, my days. Oh, God. But hey. It is what it is. She paid for everything with her friend's money. That part. Also, let's not forget, the money is also from her friend as well, not just from her. So he paid for all these things using her money and her friend's money. You know what I mean? That's the crazy part. She paid everything with, yep, there we go. Absolutely bonkers. But hey, folks, that is us done. We have literally covered everything that we needed to cover today's live stream, which is fantastic. I hope you guys obviously enjoyed the live stream yourself for what it is. You know what I mean? Please do make sure you leave a like on the way out. And yeah, I'll definitely see you guys for the next live stream at some point next week. When that will be, I'm not too sure. But thank you so much for your time. And as always, stay positive, stay happy, just keep pushing forward, don't give up, and literally do what you can to make 2026 the best year you can make it to be. The best year you can make it to be. I always say this, always find something that you can do that doesn't cost you anything and doesn't even require you that much time. Find something that can make your day, make your week, and make your month to do every single month. Okay? Whatever you do, folks, do not make yourself the second priority to other people. Always make yourself the first priority to yourself, no matter what. Okay? But hey, thank you so much. I am done and I'm out.